Hey guys, this is Vid. Today, in celebration of hitting rank 15 with our basic zoo deck, I'm gonna do a more fun video. This is gonna be a budget deck tech. I feel like there's a big lack of these in the Hearthstone community in general, and I want to go ahead and give it a try. I'm gonna build a deck using only basics, commons, and rares, and I want it to be competitive to play in ladder, and it to be a fun and unique archetype with its own synergy. So it's not just like some combination of big cards, but we actually have a cohesive, cool, interesting strategy. So this is going to be budget Ramp Druid. I figure this will be a good contrast with the zoo deck I'm doing. The whole deck's going to cost you about 1,300 dust, and I'm going to go ahead and go through all the cards. Ramp Druid's kind of been overshadowed a little bit by Jade Druid and some of the other strong Druid decks, Token Druid. But we're just going to play old school Ramp Druid. We're going to ramp up, we're going to play big minions. It's going to be cool. So let me go ahead and get this set up. Cool. So let's start with our actual ramp pieces. We're going to run Innervate. This is probably one of the strongest Druid cards. You run it basically in every Druid deck. I can't think of why you wouldn't run it. And it fits the style of ramping, playing our big minions before they have enough mana to deal with them. Next is going to be the classic Wild Growth, very obvious ramp piece right there. It's nice to play early game to ramp up, and it's even nice to get it late game because you can draw an extra card with it, and that can be really handy. It's nice not having a dead card. The next most obvious ramp piece is going to be Mire Keeper. We can ramp with it, or we can summon a slime. Sometimes in the current really aggressive format, summoning the slime can be really good too. Although we're generally going to ramp with it. Unless of course we draw it late. And then Nourish is the next piece of ramp. We're not usually going to use it to ramp. Usually we're going to take the card draw. But sometimes if it's turn 5 and it's the only ramp we've drawn and they're not really doing much, sometimes you just go ahead and get the crystals. It also enables a lot of really cool plays. Okay, now we need to add our big dudes. So all of the stuff we're going to be playing is generally going to be 5 mana and less. Except for our big guys. So our big guys are going to go ahead and start at 6 mana. We're going to play Dark Arrakkoa. Super good taunt minion, solid 5/7 with taunt. It's nice stats, and it buffs your Cthulhu, which, hey, we're going to go ahead and run Cthulhu in this deck. I don't want you guys to think it's a Cthulhu deck though, because it's not a Cthulhu deck. But we are going to run Cthulhu, and he'll be a little bit buffed when we play him. He'll just be a solid strong minion. I don't want to go all out Cthulhu. I want to definitely commit just to the general ramp strategy. I want to run a couple more 6-drops. Lord of the Arena is going to be the next one. Another option would be Boulder Fist Ogre. It's another great budget option. I'm going to go ahead and value the taunt over the 2 health for now, though. Next, we're going to go ahead and get Bog Creeper in here. Really nice, underrated. This card was very underrated when it was released. No one really realized how good it actually was, and a lot of other decks are actually, top tier decks even run this card, like Control Shaman. Maybe it's not top tier right now, but really good decks run this card even when they have non-budget options, and it's a common, so great choice for us when we're ramping up and trying to play big guys. So we are going to run Cthulhu. So let me go ahead and throw Cthulhu in here. But he's not going to be our only win condition. He's not going to be a strict Cthulhu deck. We're going to run North Sea Kraken. Strong, powerful, common card. It's got that instant battle cry effect, so that you're instantly doing something on turn 9 when you actually play him. So that makes him pretty good. Great common card. And then we don't have any 8-drops, and Rag's a bit out of budget, so we're going to go ahead and run Doomcaller. It has some synergy with our Cthulhu, it can give us a bit of extra late game punch, and it's also just a solid 8-drop on its own. Of course, if you want to upgrade the deck, you could definitely throw in Rag in here. Aviana, Ancient of War is another very powerful card you could put in here and make it a lot stronger. Okay, so we got our ramp pieces, we got our big dudes. Now we need to go ahead and add our support pieces to make this deck actually work. So we're going to go ahead and start by getting some removal. We're going to take Living Roots. We're going to take Raven Idol for the flexibility. We're going to generally discover spells with it, but I mean we can discover all sorts of stuff. We can discover another Innervate. We generally want to discover a copy of something in our deck, but every now and then you'll come into a situation where it just really helps you. We could run Darnassus Aspirant, and it's a pretty good one, but since I'm trying to keep the deck below budget, I'm not going to add any rares if I think there's a common or a basic that's going to do the job just as good. We're going to go ahead and run Wrath for the card draw and removal. And we're going to run Fail Rage, also very flexible card. Generally using it for removal, but sometimes that extra armor can save us against those really aggro decks. And then our last piece of removal is going to be Swipe. It's our only board clear, and it does a great job at it. And then lastly, we have a couple of options here. You could run Mistress of Mixtures, but I'm thinking we don't want too many 1-drops. I want something that I can draw later in the game and still get good value out of it. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with Ooze. You could also run Beckoner of Evil here. I'm actually a little tempted to run 1 Ooze, 1 Beckoner, but I generally don't like doing one-ofs. I like having a really consistent deck where I always can kind of predict what I'm going to draw. And you get consistency by running as many of 1 card as you can. And in Hearthstone, that means 2 cards. So I'm going to run 2 Oozes, but you could totally run 2 Beckoners of Evil, and you could totally run the Darnassus Aspirant as well. Alright, so that's the deck tech. I'm going to go ahead and do a video later of me playtesting this in rank 15 where we just hit with our budget deck. I'll play a few matches with it, show you guys how kind of it goes. But let me know what you think. Tell me if you like the budget deck techs, if you want to see some more of them. They're more interesting. This is a pretty solid deck considering it only runs you about 1300 dust. I think you can definitely get to a decent rank if you play it well. Alright, I'll see you guys later.